What's happened?
Haven't you heard?
Oh, shit, not another cabinet leak.
No, there's been a massacre in Indonesia.
Oh, thank God for that.
Wasn't it on you?
No, music.
Oh.
You can't jog to Frank Kelly, mate. What's happened?
OK, our militia have moved into West Papua. They're attacking villages. There are reports of indiscriminate violence.
Is this just coming overnight?
Yeah.
Just happened?
Yes, like an hour ago.
How many dead?
It's too early. Reports are a little sketchy, but there have been casualties, Tone.
Gotta say, I'm concerned.
Yeah, you think it might escalate?
What do you mean?
You said you were concerned.
Yeah, about our response. Government's going to have to make a statement, but this is Indonesia, boys. We've got to get this right.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to have to speak to PM&C
Right.
and the Under-Secretary for Foreign Affairs. Defence, we need a summary from them, and they need to have spoken to DFAT and coordinated that.
OK.
Latest from the embassy, and give Mel the heads up.
Done.
Are we forgetting anyone?
Prime Minister?
OK, Prime Minister, his plane touches down in 50 minutes, so we'll need a summary for him, OK?
OK, no
Well, let's
worries.
get on to it. I'll meet you in the conference room in about... How do you turn this thing off? OK, they're here. Tony, hop on in.
Gentlemen.
OK, morning all.
Morning.
I've just spoken with the PM. His plane's been delayed a little bit by fog, but it goes without saying that he's shocked by the latest developments. And he's informed me that he wants to send a clear and unequivocal message that this form of aggression will not be tolerated. Philip.
Thanks, Tony. Can I just say that that's the view of the department as well?
Thank you.
Now, Warren has spoken to his opposite number at DFAT.
They're as shocked as we are, and they believe we need to be strong in our response.
Good.
I've rarely seen them this worked up.
It's understandable.
They believe we should begin
Yep.
by asking for restraint.
That's it?
Yeah, they're pretty worked up.
OK, so we're asking Indonesia to exercise restraint.
I wouldn't say Indonesia.
Sorry?
I wouldn't say Indonesia.
But they are Indonesia.
Yes, but I wouldn't be pointing that out.
Well, I think they're aware of it.
It's more just a general request for all nations in the general region to show general restraint.
In general.
Murph?
I'm not sure that's quite the clear and unequivocal message you're looking for.
Well, we are demanding restraint.
Asking.
Sorry, asking for restraint, but we're still asking, and we're still getting the...
What if we wanted something a little more unequivocal than merely just asking for restraint?
Well, we could call on all nations to show restraint.
Could we call on Indonesia?
Call on Indonesia to show
Be
restraint.
careful there, Warren.
Yeah, you could be right.
I'd probably just leave it at asking in general.
Happy? Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot.
Warren. Thank you. Sorry to get you in so early.
No, not at all.
It's fine.
I thought you said you were happy.
There've been 9 killed.
Well, not about that.
I just think we might need to go a little further than...
Further than ask.
Probably. Just in light of, you know, all the people being killed.
Yeah, they get it, Murph. If we were to go further than ask...
What would be the next step?
Well, I guess we'd strongly call for restraint.
Could we demand it?
No, you only demand restraint in very specific circumstances.
If, for example, we were being invaded.
Yes, definitely there. You were joking.
You've got me too. Can I just warn you about the Indonesian sense of humour? It's probably not
Anyway,
quite tuned into
say
that
we do
sort
strongly
of-
call for restraint. I'm not saying we do, Warren. What if even after that they don't listen to us?
Oh, well, now you're at a fork in the road.
Right.
You can either call on the leadership to show restraint, which is pretty direct, or you can actually go the physical route and send in, you know, a delegation.
To do what?
To call for restraint.
But with a person physically there.
Happy?
We urge Indonesia to show restraint.
You think that's going too far?
No, I reckon the PM would approve of that. Though we are using the word urge.
Yeah, it has been okayed by the department.
Yeah, but you're using with Indonesia and restraint.
We have gone too far, haven't we?
But then people have been killed.
Not that many, but that's not just calling for restraint, that's urging.
That's what we need to say. It's a clear, unequivocal message. Yep.
OK, so we decided, yeah? When that press gallery bell goes off, we've urged. Yeah? See it?
7:30 report?
What do they want? We need. We took a stand. We urged. We used the word restraint. We named Indonesia. I mean, Warren's probably on life support system right now.
So, where does that leave us?
Well, to be honest, we're in danger of being wedged here.
I agree.
By who?
The villagers. I mean, if they keep being the victims of these attacks, public support's just going to swing their way. Then we're going to have to make a choice between Jakarta and, well, doing something.
Tony, I think we should bring Warren in on this.
You're right. Philip, Warren?
Righto, gentlemen. We've all seen what's going on. Clearly, we have to respond to this latest series of attacks.
Clearly.
And make no mistake, gentlemen, the Prime Minister is determined to take action.
He wants to ramp this thing up.
Understood. The time for talk is over.
Good. What's the alternative?
A clear call for dialogue.
All right, I'll be first. What's the difference?
The difference between talk and dialogue.
Oh, OK, I'm with you. Warren,
Well, talk is a unilateral declaration of a position, whereas dialogue is a two-way exchange of views leading, hopefully, to mutual understanding.
All right, can't we just call the ambassador in and get this...
That sort of action could be seen as very inflammatory.
What were you suggesting?
If it's going to be dialogue, then the obvious forum is the AIHRD.
Yep, that's the forum.
Right up there, Ali.
Me again. The...
Australian-Indonesian Human Rights Dialogue.
It's a bilateral forum between the two countries designed to handle exactly this sort of crisis.
I mean, they don't get a lot of press, but when it comes to hammering out these sorts of issues, they are a very formidable organisation.
Right. And what would they do?
Have dialogue.
Right. But then what?
Sorry, Nick, I'm not sure I'm with you.
Do they actually achieve anything, Phil?
Well, at their last meeting, there were 6 separate human rights discussion points agendaed. 4 went on to be tabled, 3 of which are the subject of ongoing bilateral exchange, 1 resulting in an official communique.
And have you read that in the press?
We'll do this in the conference room.
Nick Leone, CPU.
Hi, Holly, nice to meet you.
Well, that's our last communique. Heads of agreement.
Great.
Very helpful.
Well, we are the AIHRD. We like to see ourselves as a circuit breaker.
That's exactly what we need.
Thanks for meeting us with such short notice.
Oh, glad to step in. Yeah, now you've got all the other reports?
Oh, yes, I've got them all here.
Look, what I really wanted to discuss was West Papua.
Oh, terrible situation.
I assume it's come up before.
Absolutely. The issue of human rights in West Papua has been an agenda item at every dialogue.
And what's been the outcome?
Obviously, talks. A lot of back and forward, a lot of ups and downs. But just recently, we managed, after a lot of false dawns, to finally reach an agreement.
Which is...
Well, as of March this year, we've agreed to disagree.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all.
It's great that the talks have been so fruitful. It's just that in light of what's been happening, the Prime Minister was hoping for something a little more concrete, something you could point to.
We feel that issues such as this are always best addressed through a process aimed at mutual understanding. Now, don't get me wrong, our talks can get pretty robust.
I can imagine.
You should read the communiques.
Yeah.
It's really all about an exchange of positions, isn't it? I mean, their views, our views.
So if we want to bring both sides together and address what's going on in West Papua
Yep, agenda item 1.
with a clear view to action...
Red flag.
I have to agree.
Right.
We could go to dialogue with a view to further dialogue leading to action, perhaps? No, Ewan, that's jumping too many steps.
I'll come back a step. When it comes to reaching agreement,
Broad consensus.
are there points
They're agenda items.
which result in something enforceable? Follow me?
No.
Like a treaty or a pact.
Interesting. Yeah. I guess we've never got that far. Well, it's always something we could raise at our next planning meeting.
You'll raise it.
Well, I can't guarantee that it'll get on the agenda, but...
Understood.
But if the PM's behind it, we've got a very good chance.
And when's your next meeting?
Where are we?
The 16th.
Well, that's August.
That's next year, of course.
Anything.
Okay, if you must go in, right, you know, go in at a really, really low level. I'm talking about things where both sides mean absolutely nothing. We are no longer prepared to buy palm oil off the Indonesians.
Do we buy palm oil?
You'll have to check that.
What else?
You could cancel a cultural grant. Got to be a film festival in Jakarta that we could, pull out of, do everyone a favour. Christ, Murph. Why can't we make happy films?
Let me ask you this. Could we suspend military training?
Oh, no. That will be seen in some circles as provocative.
It'd be provocative to stop training the very people who are carrying out the attacks.
Man, this is why I got out of foreign affairs. It's a prickly with all the... You are staying for lunch.
Hey, Philip. Gentlemen. Warren.
The Prime Minister wants a clear answer to the question, how are we to strengthen our position?
I think that when you look at the deteriorating situation there,
42 deaths.
could be time for a very frank exchange of views.
Good.
Go on, Philip.
No, that's it. I've finished.
What do you mean by a frank exchange of views?
Just that. I think now, Murph, is the time we call in the ambassador.
It's a big move, but I concur.
Right, for an official dressing down.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Nor I. But we could certainly convey a very, very robust expression of concern for our ongoing relationship.
Okay, good.
And the people of West Papua.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Murph, you happy?
Well, we've got to come up with something. I mean, at least it'll give us a headline. Could we say this? Could we say, while the PM is concerned about this...
No more statements. We actually have to do something. Something that makes the PM look tough.
Without offending anyone in the entire Southeast Asian region.
Is that helpful?
Anything?
Not yet.
No, difficult issue. Haven't got something so far. So nothing.
Mate, as soon as we've got something, I'm going to let you know, okay?
Sure.
All right then. If we could just hold on till June next year, we've got the Australian-Indonesian human rights dialogue.
Could we hold on? Oh, you're joking, aren't you? Sorry, you got under my guard.
Or maybe we could just move the talks forward, hammer out the issues, make it agenda item 1.
You're still joking. Because you actually made that sound quite reasonable. Agenda item, move the talk. I was actually thinking there's something in that.
Right, could we do that?
No, he's joking. He got under your guard.
Could we do that? Could we bring the talks forward?
PM fast tracks human rights dialogue.
Whoa. Hands up those that are still joking. Okay, you're not. What's this about?
PM fast tracks human rights dialogue.
Right, would they buy that?
Who's buying what?
PM demands talk showdown.
Uh-huh.
I reckon we'd have to get us something.
Yeah, who's getting what?
Right, you know what? I'm going to give Warren a call.
Yeah, well, speak to me first.
It was a joke.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
I'm confused too. I'll find out. What's this about?
Good news.
The Indonesians have blinked.
Yes, have agreed to bring the talks forward,
We're just issuing a statement now.
which the Indonesians have agreed to accept.
A little reluctantly.
But I think we're finally beginning to make headway.
I think this might give us what we want, Murph.
Any sign of their troops being pulled out? Or?
Oh, one step at a time.
Bull at a gate.
Now, the key thing is we're still talking.
Well, 6 months. It's a push. But with the goodwill of both sides, I think we might be able to make it happen.
That's great.
Just.
Fantastic.